Hello, lovelies. This is 5 Minute Manifesting, and I'm your host, Lovey Brown. Thank you so much for listening. I am thrilled that you're here, and today I want to tell you about a manifestation that happened this weekend for me. And so this weekend I was at an event that had several raffles, attached to it. And at this event, I won two of the raffles. And I was so excited. And the reason I was so excited, it wasn't necessarily because of the items I won. I won like a coffee kind of cup that was decorative with some candy. And I also won about 10 hardback books in the second raffle. And those things are great. Like I'm excited. They're neat. But it wasn't that I won those specific things. It was that winning raffles is something that I do to practice my manifesting skills. And so it's kind of practicing manifesting on a time crunch and just manifesting in general. And the reason I say that it's practicing manifesting on a time crunch is that a raffle is kind of short lived unless you've bought a raffle ticket that, the drawing is way in the future. And I do that too. Um, like a raffle at an event where you get a ticket and then they draw the ticket numbers or there were two different types of things that happened this weekend. One was a ticket raffle. The other was like a wheel of names that like spun and then the person's name would come up. So I practice both of these in the moment. I practice my visualizing, I practice receiving the item, and I also practice detaching. So in the first raffle, it was in a session and we got tickets at the beginning of the session and the drawing would be at the end. So you had to stay the entire session to get to the drawing at the end. And so I got a ticket. I was also very first to get this ticket, and like sometimes little parts like that can create doubt in my mind. But I was like, you know what? No, no big deal. I was first. The tickets got passed around, and then the other half of the ticket, is in a basket to be drawn at the end. And so I just periodically throughout the session, I listened to the materials being presented. I would imagine my number being called and me doing something like, oh, that's me. And practicing receiving that raffle winning manifestation. I didn't do it very much. I didn't do it like constantly throughout the whole hour long session, from the time I got the ticket to the drawing. I just did it periodically. Now, another thing that I did, another step that I did in this manifestation process and practicing my manifesting is I acknowledged to myself that I'm just practicing. Whatever happens is fine. I want to win this raffle. I don't need to win this raffle. And so I really would practice just detaching and not getting too anxious about it or too judgmental about how I'm practicing my manifesting or, like even getting caught up in the idea like if I don't win, something's wrong with my manifesting. Because I do think sometimes that can be a trap or sort of like a feeling state people can get into when they're practicing manifesting, when they're trying things out, is that they feel like if they don't get it, that may have some sort of message about their manifesting in general. So I very much tell myself the message that like whatever happens with this practice, it's okay. It's not a reflection on my manifesting. That's just an important step for me to make sure that like I can continue to practice. And I will say I've been practicing manifesting with raffles specifically since about, I'm trying to think when this was, probably about 8 or 9 years. And I've won a lot more raffles in those 8 or 9 years than I ever have in my whole life. So, like this thing that I've done to practice manifesting has really strengthened my faith in manifesting and strengthened my ability to do manifesting processes kind of on the fly. So that was the first raffle that I won. The second one was one where it had a computer screen and like everyone's name that was entered into the raffle was in a wheel. and then they would spin the wheel, and the person's name would pop up on the computer screen, and that's the person that won the raffle. So I would just practice visualizing seeing my name pop up. The exact same thing. I would see my name pop up on the screen, and I would imagine myself getting up and be like, "Oh, that's me," and kind of waving. This was in a kind of a big auditorium, and if in this one you had to be present to win. So like if someone wasn't there, that person got taken out and didn't win their prize. So letting them know that you were there was an important part of that particular raffle. So in my imagination, I would just do that. It was just periodic. I didn't like focus on it the whole time. It was just something that I would, when it occurred to me, I would do that in my imagination. But I also, like in the other manifestation, I was real light and easy about it. You know what? If I don't win it, it's fine. I want this. I don't need this. And I was just really light and easy about it. And sure enough, second to last, there's my name pop up on the screen. And I won the second raffle in that same day. And so I encourage you to choose something. It doesn't have to be winning raffles. That's just something that I've chosen. Pick something that you consistently practice your manifesting with. Like something that's just kind of fun, something that's, just a way that you can like really tap into whatever sort of thing that you want to do. I know for me, visualizing works in that particular situation, even though I don't use visualizing a lot in my other manifesting techniques and my other manifestations. And so that's just what I've developed for me. And I wanted to share those two manifestations with you tonight. So thank you so much for listening, and may you manifest exactly what you want.